Okay, that's going.
Boys, I want to tell you something.
What do you want to tell us?
I got the book.
Yeah, let's go.
Wow, that goes hard. Do you know what else goes hard, YouTube? Some of the questions we're about to ask. Like, how on earth did Alex still mess up the audio channels on OBS for 4 whole episodes of the series after years of doing multi-channel recording? I don't know. I found out while recording the director's commentary of Alex Point when I realized, oh no, the actual movie got recorded on every single audio channel because I'm a dumbass. So hopefully the audio sounds way cleaner now, because I found that out and I fixed it.
That was a good segue, Alex. I'm proud of you.
Anyways,
nice.
We're gonna start right off the bat. This is one that me and Josh already discussed with Cole. In the world, are there more legs or eyes?
Ooh. It's gotta be legs,
Right?
doesn't it?
That's the conclusion we came to, mostly because there's like, how many insects are there? Like, there's so many insects, and insects on average have a lot of legs.
6.
The only thing that could really throw it towards eyes is if you count each compound eye, each part of the compound eye is a separate eye. That we discussed that was really the only way that the eyes gets even close. Because most mammals have 4 legs, 2 eyes. So just off mammals like that.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's gotta be legs. It's gotta be legs.
Although fish also, of course, don't have legs, but at the same time, there's more mammals than there are fish, which makes up for that.
Is there? Because there's like a whole 90% of the ocean that we don't know about.
Brandon does have a point, but there's also like bajillions of insects. And again, unless you count compound eyes as multiple eyes, there are
Which
so
you don't,
many.
because that's foolish.
I agree. But there's so many insects that their legs, they're just because a lot of them have 4 to 5 to 6 legs. So yeah. No. Is it really? I think that's a more interesting question than wheels and doors, because at least you can actually get a pretty reasonable answer without doing really weird, like, does this count as a door, does this count as a wheel? Because that's the problem with doors versus wheels. What counts as a door, what counts as a wheel? It's kind of unanswerable.
I think a door is a door and a wheel's a wheel.
But like, what about cabinet? Cabinet's open and closed. Does that make it a door?
Yeah. No, it does not. It's not a door. It's a cabinet. A door is a door.
But it's also called a cabinet door. See, that's the problem with that question. No, I actually believe they are called properly cabinet doors.
Well, I don't care what they're properly called. It's just a cabinet. It's not a door. The fact that it has hinges does not make it a door.
See, if we just simplify to directly wheels and directly doors, I definitely think the answer is wheels. But if you try to complicate the question, then obviously it becomes kind of muddied. But like,
I think it's doors.
No, because trains.
It's gotta be doors.
Trains have only like 10 doors. Okay, it depends on the train. But like, think a car. Obviously, a lot of cars have 4 and 4.
Right.
But semi-trucks, 2 doors and then a ton of wheels.
Hotels don't have any
houses,
wheels.
Hotels, yeah. Houses, hotels, they've got a million
I guess
doors.
unless you complicate it by adding, like, the office chair wheels, unless you start complicating the question, then you are technically right. See, that's the problem with doors and wheels. Like, there's so many things that could count. Like an office chair, the wheels in an office chair, do those count as wheels? Like,
yes, because they're wheels.
Then hotels do have wheels. Because most hotels have at least 1 office chair in each room, and most office chairs have either 4 or 5 wheels, and most hotel rooms only have 3 or 4 doors. Actually, they probably have most 5. So hotels are probably, doors probably wins in hotels, but probably only the doors that aren't counteracted by office chairs. Because most hotel rooms probably have 4 to 5 doors, but office chairs have 4 to 5 wheels, and most hotel rooms have 1 of those. So I don't like that question at all. I don't like doors versus wheels.
I asked ChatGPT and it started crying, so I think we should move on.
Wait, what did it say? What did it
It kept on crying because it's all like, I hate this. Please stop. This question's way too general. There's no way I could do this. Let me. Anything else, please.
Is water wet?
Ask ChatGPT, is water wet?
See, you two have looked it up during Genealogy of the Holy War. To my dismay, you guys looked it up. And I can't remember, what did you guys conclude? You guys concluded that it was wet? Because I know, because I used to argue that water was not wet, and you guys were arguing against me, so I think you guys successfully argued that water is wet. I'm pretty sure.
Here's my thoughts on this. I don't know who told me this, but it was not my original thought, but it's genius, so I'm taking it and stealing it for credit. But basically what I was told was, or the idea that I came across, was that like water makes things wet, right? So like a single water molecule on a subatomic level makes things wet. So if you have two or more water molecules, they make each other wet, and therefore the water is wet.
And you
if
can
you have
also
a single water molecule, maybe that's not wet, but you never have a single water molecule.
and I guess you can also make the
ChatGPT
argument.
agrees with you.
You can make the argument that if something's wet, something had to have made it wet, and to make something else wet, that thing has to be wet. Like, take a paper towel dipped into water. Obviously, you'd argue that's wet. What can it do?
Yeah.
If you throw this wet paper towel on the glass is going to have water marks. You made the glass wet.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
you can kind of apply that same thing to water, except in this case, change the paper towel to water, and then the glass to the paper towel. It's a circle of water. So.
But what if? Hear me out.
All right.
Hear me out. You put your hand down, and you close your eyes, right?
Okay.
Close your eyes. Everyone close your eyes. Eyes are closed.
Yep.
Put your hand on the ground, and there's water there. Ooh, it's wet. But you don't touch the ground. It's a pool of water. It's wet.
What?
If you never knew what it's attached to, you just feel the water, and you know it's wet. Is it wet?
Yes, you just... Part of your question was, you know it's wet. Is it wet? So yes, it would have to be wet.
I'm confused.
But you don't know what it's touching. You don't know what's touching. You don't know what object it is.
That doesn't matter.
What if you're in space? What if you're in space and there's no object to touch?
If you're in space, then you've got a lot more pressing issues.
I don't think
than
you're
is
going to be
water
wet in space.
What if you really like space and then you...
Oh my God. Okay.
All right.
There is a correct answer to this next question. Which do you pour first while making cereal? The milk or the cereal?
I would argue it's the bowl first.
Okay, like you
Right?
already have a bowl, but which
Like-
one do you pour into the bowl first? The milk or the
No,
cereal?
all right. So it's cereal, then milk, and then when you're getting seconds, you pour the cereal into the already existing milk.
This is the only correct answer. That is the only correct answer.
Josh, did you say orange juice? Hold up. Let's
I just want to see if anyone would catch it.
I'll be right
No,
back. I gotta let some pets out of the basement.
Oh.
Should we? Oh, okay.
I'm strange. I don't put anything in my cereal. I just go dry.
You go dry cereal?
I go dry cereal.
What
I don't want to deal with it.
What cereals do you eat dry?
All of them? I don't think I do milk any of them.
That's so messy. So like Cap'n Crunch, you just go dry?
I do go dry, yeah.
Do you taste blood afterwards?
Yes, I'm done.
Well,
I haven't had Captain Crunch in like so many years, so at the time I thought it was good.
That's
no,
odd.
No milk. It is odd.
Well, were you guys still talking about the orange juice thing?
No, it's something else.
I heard something
I
about
don't do
thinking
orange
it was
juice.
good.
I don't do orange juice, but I do go in raw with my cereal. I don't do any milk. I just go straight dry.
I do that sometimes. I like cereal on. I prefer it with milk, but sometimes if I just want something crunchy, I'll get cereal. But cereal has a nice. If there's no milk, there's no worry of it getting soggy. You can have a nice crunch to it, but I think cereal's good no matter if it's with or without milk, as long as it was put in before the milk, unless it's seconds.
If I do, I do
Right.
the milk after the cereal. Yeah. If I ever decide and I just don't want my mouth to feel like the Sahara, I put in the milk after the cereal. Sometimes I want that Sahara taste, you know?
What is all of your favorite cereal?
I'm a Reese's Puffs guy. Peanut butter chocolate, they're great when separate. But when they combine, they make the morning time epic. That's what I like.
I do like peanut butter cereal. I mean, my two favorites are regular Captain Crunch and then peanut butter Captain Crunch.
I'm a fan of Crunch Berries.
I've never had Crunch Berries, but
They go hard.
When I think of cereal, I don't like thinking of a fruity taste. So I have a feeling Crunch Berries is something I like better without the milk. I have a feeling I'd like to just munch on it, but I don't think I'd like it with the milk. But it also doesn't help. I don't like milk without cereal. Like straight white milk, I don't like unless it has cereal particles in it. I don't know why.
I love it.
I don't like milk on its own.
What?
I love chocolate milk, and then like once I'm done eating cereal, I love drinking the milk that had the cereal in it. But I just don't like regular milk. I don't know why.
That's godly cow nectar. What are you talking about? It's sweet. Never mind.
I don't know.
Utter goodness. Utter goodness.
I also love milk when it's like cooked in things. Like the mac and cheese recipe I use obviously uses a ton of milk and it tastes delicious. I don't know.
Oh yeah, when I make Kraft mac and cheese, I put too much milk in intentionally. I got Kraft mac and cheese soup and it goes hard.
I haven't had Kraft mac and cheese in so long because I have like this cookbook recipe and it's absolutely delicious. It's delicious. Like it's like real cooking. I need salt. I need black peppers. I need onion. I need butter. I need flour. I need milk. And I need cheese. 8 pounds. Processed. It's a really good recipe. I'd love it if you guys could have it sometime because it really is a good recipe. It's great.
Okay. You made something for me. You made a tortilla.
Anyways, how many holes does a straw have?
1.
Yeah.
It's just one long hole.
Yep, that has 2 openings. 1 hole, 2 openings. Just like your intestine.
I have a question for you boys.
Okay.
I have a question. There's a hallway with just 2 doors. Is that just one big hole? Or is it 2?
Yeah, it's 1 hole. 1 hole, 2 openings.
I think. No. I think if one door is open but the other door is closed.
There's just a closed off. There's just a closed off hole. Like as if you get a straw and then you plug one end. It's still 1 hole. You just plugged an end.
What if you make it wider?
If you make what wider, the door or the hole?
If you make the straw really wide, and just 2 pinholes.
You
make it girthy, and you seal it up, but you put 2 pinholes. Is that still just one big hole?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Think of it kind of like this. You have Legos. So you have a base. And then you put walls, but an open center. And then you put a roof on. It's still 1 hole. And then you remove the top. Then you remove the top of the Lego structure, and it's still 1 hole. Then you remove the bottom, it's still 1 hole.
I'm trying to be devil's advocate here. Trying to make the question a bit longer. Yeah, it's 1.
Yeah, I was gonna be confused. Like, do you genuinely believe it's 2?
No. I don't believe anything I said.
Okay.
It's all lies. Only lies come out of my mouth.
If you bake 2 lasagnas, then you stack 1 lasagna on top of the other. How many lasagna do you have?
2. That's a stupid question. You just
hold
said
on.
No, I actually agree with Brent. It's like, think of it with pizza. Like, obviously, some people like having folding pizza that you have crust and crust on both sides. If you take 2 slices of pizza, stack it on top of each other, that's still 2 slices of pizza. Even though it's one body of food that you're putting in, it's still technically 2 slices of pizza. And I kind of because the question literally says that if you bake 2 lasagnas. You're making
Exactly. That's a
2
stupid
lasagnas.
So let me tell you something. Let me bless your ears with some fat knowledge. All right.
Thick, nasty knowledge.
A lasagna is a pattern, right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It goes sauce, noodles, with some variants. Sauce, noodles, meat, ricotta. Then you repeat. You go sauce, noodles, meat, ricotta. What's the difference of just adding it separately, sauce, noodles, meat, ricotta? Or doing it in 2 different locations, and then doing sauce, noodles, meat, ricotta?
So
Like, what-
if you're saying you had like one column of lasagna from like the sidewalk to like the top of a 10-story building, that would be your argument is that would be one lasagna.
Why not?
But the
Why wouldn't
question
it be?
also says you bake 2
Because it's 10
lasagnas.
stories tall. That's why it wouldn't.
See, I would if
Is
it's
it in the Bible that it can't be that way? I
I
didn't
think so. Jay, I don't know.
you see, like you can have a lasagna that's that tall and it'd be one lasagna.
Yeah, why not?
But the question only says if you bake 2 lasagnas.
But then
If you
combine
make
them.
2 lasagna, that means there's 2 lasagna.
If you have a yogurt from 2 different cups and put them in the same cup,
It's
that
two-
is now
it's
one
a cup
yogurt.
Of 2 yogurt. It's a cup of 2
It is-
yogurt.
It is now one yogurt. You don't say I'm gonna go have a
It's
cup
one
of 2
cup of
yogurts.
yogurt.
You have a
It's-
cup of 1 yogurt.
It's 1 cup of yogurt, but that 1 cup
Alex,
has 2 yogurts.
Alex, in front of you, I prepare. I take from the fridge. Oops, this container's a little low. Let me get some from a second container. I come and yell to you, Alex, come get your 2 yogurts in a bowl. I say, come get your yogurt in a bowl. I combine them, and now they are 1. Alex.
It's just a cup of yogurt. It's a cup of yogurt, and that cup of yogurt happens to have 2 different yogurts.
It is no
2
longer
resources.
2 yogurts. It is 1 yogurt.
It's 1 cup of yogurt, but it's 2 yogurts still. 1 cup.
Will I call?
It's
will I
1
back-
container.
Alex,
2 things of
oh
1.
my God.
Okay,
Come get your
Josh,
2
Josh,
yogurts,
Josh,
please.
Josh. So think of a toy box. Think of a toy box. You
Dude, I'm
like
crying.
there's the difference between specific and generalized. You have a toy box. It has some Legos in it. It has some cars. Like they're all
Alex.
toys, but it's because they're in a container. That doesn't make like they're all like the same thing though.
Alex, imagine this is a Michelin star restaurant, right? And their famous technique is stacking the lasagnas. They love stacking the lasagnas. How would it appear on the menu? It just appears as lasagna, not a stack of 2 lasagnas or 3 or
You probably
4.
would say it'd probably be described as stack of lasagna, and so you would be able
No.
to infer that it's multiple
No.
lasagna.
No. That's
I
one
think-
lasagna, baby.
Well, ignore me.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was gonna say. Just move on.
No, Brandon, help
Alright.
me here. Help me here. You agreed with me before. Help me here, Brandon. Help me out.
Going
agree
back
with the
to
devil
the
or
yogurt,
agree with the truth.
going back to the yogurt argument, right?
Yes.
You would not say I have 2 yogurts for you,
Right.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think the plural of yogurt is still yogurt. Like I don't think it's yogurts.
Okay,
All right,
I'm
we-
done playing devil's advocate though. I'm done playing devil's advocate. Like obviously, like lasagna, it's a pattern. It's just a tall pattern. I'm done devil's advocate. Who cares? Who cares if it's 1 or 2 lasagna? Who cares?
Alex, the whole point is to care. Alex, I care.
Think of a double cheeseburger. Think of a double cheeseburger. Is the double cheeseburger 1 or 2 cheeseburgers? It's 1 cheeseburger. That's the better one. That's the better example than whatever you say with the yogurts. A double cheeseburger that has patty, meat, other stuff, patty, meat, other stuff, patty. That's not 2 hamburgers. That's 1 hamburger. It's 1 lasagna.
Well, hold
seen
on.
the-
though.
you've seen the truth.
Hold on.
No, I'm
on
just
now.
done playing devil's advocate.
Hold on. It's 1 burger because there's only 1 set of buns, right? But if you
Exactly,
have 2 double cheeseburgers
Oh.
and then stack them on top of each other, that's 2
That
double
ruins
No,
cheeseburgers.
but there isn't. But there's an extra
Turns
bun.
matter.
There's still an extra bun in the middle of the double. A lot of double hamburgers still have an extra middle bun. So technically,
What the hell kind of double cheeseburgers are? I've never had a double cheeseburger that had a piece of bun in the middle of the sandwich.
But
That's
if you
not
look
what-
up double cheeseburger Burger King, it comes up first result. 1
double one.
burger. I'll do
Oh,
McDonald's.
Double
Sure.
Whopper does not have a bun in the middle.
Oh. Neither does the McDonald's. Maybe Brandon's cooking.
Huh. I know some places do, but maybe it's less common than I thought.
It's definitely less common than you thought. I've never heard of that.
Bro,
Anyways,
I'm scrolling. It's not showing up. I'm scared. I'm fearing for my life.
The
not seeing
question
it.
says if you cook 2 lasagnas, then you've got 2 lasagnas. It doesn't matter where you place them. You have
Like
2
you
lasagnas.
merge the lasagnas.
You can merge them, but they
Brandon,
don't become
Brandon. If you're a Power Ranger, and you got different, what were they called, Zords or whatever? Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. If they got different, they're machines they use, Brandon. They're separate machines, but they combine into one machine. They're still a
Controlled by-
machine,
controlled by 5 people.
but it's
by
one
5
robot.
powers.
It's one cool robot instead of 5 cool robots. You combine them, there's still a cool robot.
Well, okay, well, there's robots and there's lasagna. What do you want from me?
What if we combine the ideas? Robot lasagna?
okay, it's time to get
Might-
canceled. Is
It might
cereal a
taste
soup?
a little metallic. What did you just say
Is
to
cereal
me?
soup?
Don't ever insult me like that. No, cereal is not a soup. It's a cereal. There are no vegetables or chicken in cereal if you're doing it right.
To be fair, you
alright?
don't need to have chicken in soup, but I agree with you that it's not a soup.
Can I give the definition of soup before we move on?
Isn't it something in a liquid broth?
Right, and milk is not broth.
Wait,
it's
what is the
milk.
definition of what is a broth? Look up what a broth is. Because that'll actually inform my answer.
First, let's
Because my-
do this definition
Because
first.
my
I'll get the second one
understanding is
later.
a broth can't just be one thing. So the milk alone is not enough to be a broth. If you add something else to the milk, then maybe it could become a broth, and then it could become a soup. But at that point, it's not even cereal, because cereal is a little crunchy cracker thing in a liquid. So,
So the definition of a soup is a liquid dish, typically of boiling meat, fish, or vegetables, and stock or water.
In stock or water. And since milk is neither of those things, no, it is
Well,
not a...
Hold on,
let's be honest,
is milk
could be a stock, but I
a
feel like a
stock?
stock is more than just one thing, though. So, like, if you mix milk with something else, then it could become a stock. But if you do that, is it even cereal anymore?
It's not even cereal at that point,
Yeah.
so no, cereal is not a soup.
uncooked milk is not a broth? Yeah.
That's what I thought. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Now, here's another question about cereal. Does it have to be milk to be cereal? Does another liquid work? Or does it have to be milk?
The cereal? It's still cereal. It's just not cereal and milk. What do you mean? They don't sell the milk in the bag. What are you talking about? It would go bad. It would be gross. You'd
Anyways,
practically be having like curds in cereal. What are you talking about?
anyways,
Who let this man cook?
anyways, is a hot
Get
dog
out
a
of the kitchen, it's
sandwich?
burnt.
Is a hot dog
Is
a
hot
sandwich?
dog-
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
It's a
Sandwich?
sub sandwich.
Yep, I
Sandwich,
agree with
definitely.
Brandon. I agree with Brandon.
Hot
Brandon
dog
said
is
it
a
right
sub
off the bat,
sandwich.
and he's right. If you don't consider a hot dog a sub sandwich, I mean, what else would it be? Because a sub sandwich is meat surrounded by bread on 3 sides. That describes a hot dog. So if a hot dog's not a sandwich, then a sub isn't a sandwich either. Which means Subway's not a sandwich shop, so...
I can agree. I can agree.
Wow, I cannot believe that is the quickest I've ever had that debate. Ever in my entire life. Oh. I would ask that one, but I know Brandon has a very strong opinion on it, so I'm not...
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Pineapple on pizza.
No! Abomination! The ancestors that are not mine in Italy did not die so that Hawaiians can put pineapple on pizza.
My ancestors are crying.
You're
I've
Italian? Good.
never had pineapple on pizza once.
Nor have I. It doesn't belong.
I mean-
I feel like Alex, have you seen, I know you have, but I'm gonna say it just for the channel. Have you seen Ark of the Covenant?
Of course I have.
Of course. Just for the channel. If I ingest pineapple on pizza, what happened to those Nazis will happen to me.
YouTube, if you have pineapple on pizza, you will be put into the third act of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, is what Josh is saying. Here's my whole
On the
thing.
losing side.
I'm personally I don't like any toppings on pizza. Dough, sauce, cheese, and maybe like some seasoning like basil. That's all. That's all I want. That being
I
said,
even like
I can
pepperoni.
understand it, but I don't like it.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's my opinion on
that's-
pineapple
mm.
pizza. I don't care what people put on pizza as long as they don't make me have it.
Well,
They can
I meant
have
by-
pineapple on pizza if they want, but if they put pineapple on my pizza, I'm throwing hands.
I mean, I meant by I can understand not having toppings, but I
It's
don't like you
superior.
not having toppings.
Yeah, that's.
I can
kinda-
I can
the same
understand the
way.
purist notation, the purist mindset, but I don't like it. I feel
I
like
just
it just
don't. I don't like
enhances it.
I don't like
If you
pepperoni.
add stuff to it, it tastes
I
good.
don't like pepperoni and sausage at all. And those are like the two most common toppings. Mushrooms are gross. Don't like them
Mushrooms-
either. And I think
I didn't like them, but I acquired the taste.
I think vegetables on pizza is weird. Other than basil.
Disagree.
But basil's
Jalapenos
more
on
of a
pizza
seasoning than like any.
Jalapenos are the popper pizza, whatever it's called. That they
I've
serve.
never had jalapenos
Jal-
on pizza. I think that one.
Jalapeno poppers.
See, my
So
argument against that one though is jalapenos are kind of juicy, and I don't like the idea of having vegetable juice on my pizza. The only juice I like on my pizza is grease.
Brandon, have you ever had jalapeno popper pizza?
Not jalapeno popper.
It's very good. I recommend it.
Fair enough.
It doesn't sound terrible. But the problem is I
Yeah.
don't like the common toppings. I don't like pepperoni, I don't like sausage. Mushrooms are absolutely gross. Olives, gross. So,
But my go-to pizza toppings are usually pepperoni, jalapenos, and usually bacon. I like little bacon bits. It's,
fair.
yeah.
See, my problem with pineapple in particular, though, is it's sweet. I love pineapple, but I could not imagine putting pineapple on pizza.
You don't
Is it
put
just sounds like
sweet
an
fruit-
assault on my taste buds.
Exactly. You wouldn't put watermelon on a pizza, right? It's a sweet fruit. It doesn't belong on pizza. It's ridiculous. Do better, America.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree. America does have to do better in this regard only. I retract that statement immediately.
In this regard
question?
only.
Alex?
Well, do you guys have any of these hard questions to answer?
No, we're waiting for you.
I'm trying to find more.
Hmm.
I don't think I have any.
Oh my god. What I just found is just the impossible quiz answers. Oh my goodness. Do you guys remember the impossible quiz?
Yeah.
No.
How many holes in a polo?
In a polo?
Uh,
Three.
What is it? Is this
No.
the one where it says 2 because of
I
the
think
word
it-
polo?
I think that's correct. Especially, I mean,
Hold
answer. Can a match
One,
box?
2, 3.
No, but a tin can. That's
Yeah.
the answer.
Yeah. What follows
What the hell?
December 2nd?
It makes no sense. What follows?
It's a question mark,
Um,
right? That's the correct answer?
What
I
was the
can't
question?
remember. It doesn't make sense unless you're looking at it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
supposed to be the impossible quiz where it's supposed to trick you into picking the wrong answer.
Yeah.
It's a game on the interweb.
Oh. Is tomato a fruit? Josh is typing away.
Fruit definition.
Well, most fruits come from trees, right?
Mm,
Apples, oranges, bananas.
no, I think the
Sweets?
definition. I think vegetables grow from the ground, where fruits grow off of a plant. So like a bush or a tree. Because like carrots, like when you think of vegetables, carrots, they grow in the ground. Potatoes, they grow in the ground. Corn, if you even count as a vegetable, grows out of the ground. Beans, in the ground. Vegetables grow in the ground, where fruit grow off of other plants, like a shrub, bush, tree. Tomatoes don't come from the ground. So, fruit.
Alright, if that's a fruit, then does that make ketchup a smoothie?
I mean,
That's a good
in a
question.
sense,
It is just sugar fruit stirred up into a liquid form.
But it's the thing with ketchup is it's not that liquidy though. It's still a little bit solid. But if you water it down a little bit more, then I guess yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
It's a dense liquid, but it's still
Yeah.
a liquid.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you can drink
technically-
ketchup.
Yeah,
Why
you
not?
can absolutely drink
I
ketchup.
have. I like the taste of ketchup.
don't wanna-
I've eaten. Yeah, I've eaten ketchup packets before. Not the plastic, just the ketchup part. But I've eaten
I
ketchup
think it's
packets
been like
before.
15 years, maybe somewhere between 12 and 15 years since I've had ketchup. It's been a while. I don't have it often. Not a fan.
You're just wrong.
Too sweet.
So
But so our conclusion: tomato, yes, is a fruit,
yeah,
and also ketchup, yes, smoothie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, all right. Well, then hold on. To continue this further, what about tomato soup? Is that really a soup,
No.
or is it like discount fruit salad because it's a tomato fruit thing?
Well, we already looked at the definition of a soup. It's
There's no broth. It's just tomato.
no, it is
juice.
only the broth. It's only the broth. It doesn't have anything in the broth. It's just
You could put
liquid
basil in it.
tomato. It's just
You could
it's,
put basil in it,
it's just
which
a
means
fruit
that's
juice.
a vegetable
Tomato
or
soup
plant or whatever.
is it's a juice. It's a fruit juice. Because it's liquidized tomato, maybe with some basil in it.
All right. So what about tomato sauce then? Is that really a sauce?
I mean,
Brandon.
what is a
Josh
sauce?
stressed. Josh
What
is-
even is a
What do you
sauce?
mean? What do you mean? Is it really a sauce? What else could it be?
I am stressing Josh out.
Brandon, winter break is supposed to be relaxing. I'm currently not vibing.
All right, and to continue the sauce conversation,
Oh,
is
God.
applesauce a sauce?
What?
Yeah.
Because sauce is usually something that you dip something else into, right?
Sauce definition.
Dessert. There's plenty of like dessert pizzas that actually use applesauce as the sauce.
Thick liquid served with food, usually savory dish, to add moisture and flavor.
Yeah, it's a sauce.
Right. But with applesauce, most people just eat it normally.
And you could also just drink. You could just eat marinara sauce too. See, applesauce has the same consistency as something like a marinara sauce. So I guess it's less about the consistency of it and more about the taste. Because applesauce isn't really a taste that you want as like a traditional sauce base.
Right.
But I would argue it is still a sauce. because it has that
Applesauce is a
consistency.
puree.
Oh,
Yeah, it
okay.
makes more sense as a puree.
Okay. He's the man Googling things, so I'll trust his word.
Puree.
Because Google's never wrong.
Google,
Right,
except for when, like if Google points you to the direction of how the U.S. classifies bees. You know how the U.S. classifies bees?
How does the U.S. classify bees?
They're fish. I think, at least. I think.
I mean, how do bees fly?
Probably with wings. If I had to guess.
But their wings aren't big enough.
Yeah, bees are legally fish in California.
All right, well, that's California. They're barely part of the U.S.
True.
Yeah, they do have like the GDP of an entire country. They have like almost their GDP is almost the size of Germany. So yeah, fair.
Yeah.
They would be the most successful. If all 50 states were their own countries, California would be a world power. Texas would too. Florida would be close as well. New York might.
Anyway,
I
back to
don't know how
bees.
big New York's GDP is.
Back
I
to
just know
bees.
Texas, Florida, and California have really big GDPs and have bigger GDPs than over 2/3 of the world. So
GDPs, GDBs. All right, back to bees. So,
Back to bees.
I mean, you said that their wings aren't big enough to make them fly. They clearly must be because they do, in fact, fly.
I'm just all my information is based off
According
the
to
opening of
laws
the Bee movie.
aviation.
Well, I think that's probably where you're going wrong. That movie is about how this woman cheated on her husband with a bee, and he was the bad guy.
It's a
There's
very
not a lot of
charming
truth
bee.
to that movie. There's not a lot of truth to that movie.
Jerry Seinfeld, B.
You like dry olives?
How about that airplane food?
Did you ever
You
hear
are.
the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I don't think I understood the assignment.
Fair enough. I think you broke Alex.
Anyways,
Hmm.
Good talk.
I'm actually broken. Oh my god. Brandon actually broke me.
Let's go.
Are there more socks or gloves?
Socks.
Excuse you?
More socks.
Are there more socks or pants?
Hey,
Socks.
socks are cool.
It's socks.
But let me tell you this. Back in freshman year, I learned through my, I guess the metal class, whatever shop, that people working, oh, and rubber gloves. But yeah, those comes in like massive packs. But people working, they go through gloves like crazy, and packs of gloves come in like packs of 100. You don't buy 100 socks, do you? In one pack? Doctors go through packs of gloves constantly, not socks.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah.
Wait, this question's actually better than I thought. I was memeing. That's actually an interesting question.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, it's gotta be gloves because
It has to be.
gloves are like gloves wear out a lot faster, and a lot of them are like single use. Whereas socks, you get
Yeah.
months, maybe years of use out of a single pair.
I
So you
didn't
don't replace them.
I
millions
didn't
often.
think of single-use gloves. I was thinking
Yeah.
of like mittens. But no, that's actually really interesting.
Yeah, and the only place that sells single-use socks are like shoe places, but there's so many places that sell single-use gloves.
Yeah. Well,
Every
it's gotta be
hospital
gloves
has
then,
thousands. It has to be gloves.
yeah? It's gotta
It has to be
gloves.
gloves. It has to be. Huh.
All right, good
Well,
talk.
Good conclusion.
Yeah, that was good. It was quick. It was easy. It was to the point. I like
I had to
that.
have
It was
I had to
efficient.
have an aneurysm to get there, but that's okay.
Well, anyways, gamer family, this was the Studio Backlot podcast, and that is the hardest. Those were some really hard questions. Now, I'm feeling a little hard, anyways. So,
Oh, what? What did you just say?
Don't like that.